name is Craig. The last few days have been rather eventful, and to say the least, horrifying. Of course, having been mentally ill for about a week, we'll get to that. It all started about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. My girlfriend was out of town to visit family at the time of my first sighting, so I had really no one to talk to about what I was seeing. Anyways, the first time it happened was when I was laying in bed trying to sleep. Of course, my insomnia kept me up most nights, so I was unable to get more than an hour of sleep before this started. I heard a faint tapping on my window. Confused and rather curious, I tried to turn on my lamp to investigate, only to find that it wouldn't turn on. I sat up and squinted in the darkness, trying to see outside. There was a face at my window. This face was blank. I almost screamed when I saw it. Horrified, I leapt out of bed to turn on a light, only to find that it wouldn't turn on as well. I turned back to face the window to see that it had vanished. The tapping ceased. What the fuck was that? My apartment is on the 3rd floor. There's no way it could have been human. Perhaps it was a raccoon or something. Maybe my bad eyesight made my visual perception of the rodent look like a small child hovering 3 stories above the city streets, tapping on my window? I didn't sleep that night. The next night, I awoke to the same tapping on my window pane. Horrified to even look, I hid under the covers like a child afraid of the boogeyman. The tapping stopped, thank God. I was about to emerge from my fortress of blankets when suddenly I heard the sound of my front door opening. Shit. My mind flied to the first possible scenario. Burglars. I was about to fly across my room to get my baseball bat out from my closet when I heard rapid footsteps making their way down my hallway towards my room. Suddenly they stopped just outside my door. Silence. Suddenly I heard light breathing just outside the door. And of course, tapping on the door. The next night, it occurred to me that I had not slept in almost 72 hours. I waited in the kitchen, near the door, with my baseball bat ready to fuck up whatever kept intruding in my apartment. Several hours passed before I finally heard it, tapping on the front door. Here he comes. I almost smiled at the thought of bashing in their skull. I slowly and quietly made my way to the door and peered through the eye hole. The tapping continued, but there was no one out there. I looked away to rub my eye and looked back through. I regretted it almost instantly. A man was standing outside my apartment with a small boy in one hand and a large butcher knife in the other. His smile was sinister as he stared directly into my eyes. He took the knife and slid it across the child's throat, spraying blood all over the floor. He peeled the head back as the bones in the child's neck snapped and the skin tore away, blood flying from the severed neck as the man fully decapitated the boy. Still smiling, showing all of his teeth, the boy's head spun in a full 360 before his eyes locked right on mine, and he screamed, "You're next, fucker!" The boy's mouth opened wider than humanly possible just to spray blood all over the fucking door and eye hole. No. I looked away. What the fuck did I just see? I conjured up every bit of bravery I had in me before turning the door handle and pulling it. The door didn't open. Shit. What the hell was this? I checked to see if all the deadbolts were open, and they were. I looked through the eye hole again, not to see the disfigured boy, but a brick wall with the same words the boy had just spoken moments ago. "You're next, fucker." I struggled with the door a bit before realizing it was hopeless. I was trapped. I went back to my bedroom to look out the window. The lights were on across the street. I almost cried out for help before realizing exactly what was happening. A fat man was dragging what I assumed to be his wife into the kitchen. She was obviously struggling. He put her on the counter before taking a large knife, putting it through her chest. He slowly dismembered her until there was nothing left but a pile of meat on the counter. I had looked away a long time before he was finished with her, but I did look back just in time to see him take a large chunk of his wife, put it on a piece of bread, and smear mayo on it before putting another piece of bread on top and sinking his teeth right in. I threw up all over the carpet. I went into the living room and sat down on the couch, horrified. I curled up in a ball and started to cry. I screamed for help, but nobody heard me. I screamed as loud and as long as I could, until I couldn't scream anymore. I stayed in my apartment for weeks. I ran out of food days ago. Blood red fluid had begun to run from the taps. The toilet had something living in it, and the windows had been bricked over weeks ago. Fuck. I had no choice but to go into the spare room and take out a revolver. I put the barrel in my mouth and counted down from 3.